Location when it comes to property. Where is your home situated? And it's probably a major influence in the selling price too. You know, the willingness of the potential buyer and also who is going to purchase it. Well, with us this morning is our private property COO. Simon Bray is in the house to give us some more insight. Simon, welcome to the show.
Good to see you again, Elana.
Yeah, good to see you too. Why is location such an important factor?
Well, I mean, you've heard the old adage, where your property is located is all important. They're not making more land, so pick the right piece.
Yes. Okay, well, what are some of the elements that appeal to a potential buyer?
Well, great location is really three things. There's convenience, so how close is it to work, school, the shops, maybe you're into your morning espresso and you don't want to be too far away. Exclusivity. What is special about that particular suburb? You know, is it great sea views? Is it, you know, the sense of space, or you know, you're out in a beautiful setting? And then, of course, there's safety and security. You know, a lot of people in South Africa buy based on, is my family safe when I go to work?
I'm in the property market and I look at this, you know, what locations should potential buyers avoid?
Well, I mean, they're the obvious ones. Safety and security, I mentioned. You want to feel like the area is not on a downward trend, so look at the other buildings in the area. Is it run down? But I think you've got to really look at how the suburb has progressed and make sure that it's going in the right direction.
Speaking of direction, during the week, and I teased Katlego about it, I went on a drive through the wilderness, and it really appeals to me. I love the wilderness, and I see it's one of the things that you also focus on. Tell me a bit about property there.
Well, there's a beautiful house that we picked just to talk about location. On the bluff above wilderness, you're looking out over this beautiful bay, you can watch the whales. I mean, the scenery is spectacular.
Yes.
And the home in particular, you know, when you walk into it, it's got these wraparound views, so it makes the most of the great location that it's set in.
The view is great, but what else is awesome or unique in terms of the wilderness and its potential?
Well, if you're talking wilderness, it's kind of an overlooked area on the garden route, but it's just 5 minutes outside of George, so you've got all the amenities of a big town. You've got airports and shopping centres and hospitals and all of that really close to what is a completely beautiful setting.
I also like Umhlanga Rocks. What are some of the great features of the area?
Well, Umhlanga Rocks is actually like the Sandton of KwaZulu-Natal. It's actually where private property has its head office. A lot of blue chip businesses have their offices there. And the idea is you're really close to everything. I mean, this idea of traffic is just doesn't exist there. 5 minutes from great retail shopping centres to cafes to work. So you can really live and work in Umhlanga really well. Is there
anything new being invested in the area?
Well, 20 years ago, Umhlanga was just sugarcane. So a small little holiday town has really boomed into a massive business centre. So the investment is ongoing in the area, lots of highways, new office parks, as I mentioned, shopping centres.
I didn't hear you mention the beach once.
Well, that's it. That's it. I mean, perhaps that's the better element than Sandton. Yeah. Beautiful beaches, lifestyle, promenade, running. You know, you're 100% right.
We need a tip. You know, when you have Simon in the house, you need a property tip. What tip can you give us for today?
Well, I think the first most important thing of any property is a great location. You've got to pick the right location. You can't pick up your house and move it if the area isn't great.
Why not?
So,
no, I'm kidding.
So tip of the day, pick the worst house in the best location you can afford.
Pick the worst house in the best area. I like that. Simon, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, remember, you can be part of this action. Win a home tonight at 8 p.m. on SABC3. Find out how you can enter throughout to win amazing prizes, and then also the grand prize of literally a completed win a home apartment. Sounds good to me. Connect with them on Facebook, Twitter, also via the websites, and you know where to go, privateproperty.co.za. Thanks, Simon.
Thank you, Lana.
Well, from houses to where's Ewan? He knows what's coming up next on the show. What's happening?
The best address on TV is inspired by private property. Start your search for property now on privateproperty.co.za.